And here they come.
The little male seems to lead the older female, right?
Yep.
No, they're both males. Do they both have the beginning of horns?
No, I think that this one's the male and then that one's a little female, I think.
Well, this is
But
a
yep,
different
they're
pair.
eating the pears again.
This
So that's
morning, the
cute.
small one was the male.
Did you want to talk about the book again?
Yeah, exactly right. I just started.
Okay.
I've got quite a few.
So there you go. I'll put this on you and you can
There we
continue
go.
to talk. So go ahead. You can
Yeah, okay.
just talk.
Oh, it's going.
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
just kind of trying to tell that they got a little scared by someone in the backyard. I think this is a different pair.
No, it's the same one, James. It's the same pair.
Okay, does the little one have a beginning of horns?
Yes.
Oh, he does. Okay, I guess it's the same. Okay. I think they're back just for a late lunch. They were here for a late breakfast. Now they're eating pears from a neighboring pear tree, underneath a neighboring pear tree. They're really quite nice little critters. Anyway, we were talking about Leo Durocher. Nice guy's finish. Fast. It's like Ferrero Rocher. That's how Pauline knew how to pronounce it. Ferrero Rocher. Durocher. And that's the way he says it should be said, or said. I think this was written in 1973 or 74, 75, off by a couple of years. Anyway, full of all sorts of funny stories, things like that. Hey, Ann, how's it going?
Hello. Well, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, almost as good as these little deer here. They were already here this morning.
They're eating the pears?
Yeah, now this morning they were eating from our victory garden here. So there was a corn plant that's down to about here, but before they came this morning it was about this high. So they're getting a good balanced diet. You can see they're hammering down on some tomato plants there and stuff like that. They're very tame with us now. You know, I just tell them I'm staying here. You know, and I talk nicely. We were in Waterton a while back on a hike, and about 4 deer came racing by on the trail. Then, you know, they got past, and a little while later, I looked back because I was afraid something was chasing them, you know, mountain lion or whatever. And there were these two younger ones, like it was one female with three young deer, but then two really young ones. They still had the spots on, right? They came up and they stopped on the pathway behind me.
You may as well watch the deer because James is
And they
talking.
the one came closer. You know, it was like on the pathway. It was like kind of understood, at least the gesture or something like that. And the weird thing is the sound came like.
Yeah, they're quite tame to us now. I think I could walk right up to him and pet him. Anyway.
But once they got close.
It's funny how they love eating the tomato leaves and flowers and stuff. I don't understand it. Anyway, I'm not too worried because we have a lot of tomatoes, as you may have noticed. Oh, you okay? Did you get scared?
Now where is that?
It's all right.
By Cranbrook? Yes. Okay. Never. Oh, it's towards place that starts with K. I played a soccer tournament up there.
Oh, don't go on the road, my dear. Yeah, he's going after the Japanese Stars and Stripes corn that is already mowed down really far. It's funny, they love those leaves because they're not really keen on the other corn leaves.
Very lucky to lose only 1-0. Like we had one guy got injured in the first 5 minutes, and they were nice guys. You know what I'm saying? But we saw some of them And the next day, and they said, well, we got into a bar brawl. One guy had a broken bottle taken to his face. You know, it's horrible. That's what happens when you mix, you know, sports, especially sporty type of guy, maybe sporty women, I don't know, and beer. So they called themselves the Bavarian city of the Rockies or something like that. So it was a beer fest. Anyway, hopefully she has a good time up there with Smoke. Take care. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, they've already pruned this side down pretty well. It's funny, they don't like the solanum, but I guess the leaves are kind of hairy. Oh, she's eating rosemary. Weird. Anyway, I'll just let you eat. We'll get back to James.
She likes a little bit of herbs.
I guess so. You'd think rosemary would be way too strong.
But she wasn't afraid of you all at all. Where's her?
She's on the other side.
Yeah, they tend to do that. They
Going
work
after
one
the
side.
Japanese Stars and Stripes corn that he's already mowed really far down.
Yeah. It's funny how he's the one who tends to lead them around. He was doing that this morning.
And he's the smaller of the two.
He's way smaller. I don't know what happened to him. I presume they're from the same litter or whatever they're called, but yeah. Sometimes these things happen. Might have been sick or something.
Yeah, she's really loving that rosemary. I don't think I'm going to have any rosemary because I planted most of the rosemary in that row. Now that she's discovered she likes it.
You got a good shot of it on camera. It's really relaxing seeing them.
Yeah.
The only thing I worry about is people just come blazing down the street.
Yeah, I know.
Almost everyone is speeding nowadays. That shouldn't come to news to people. And the sad thing is, most of the people who are watching here are speeders. You'll take out these animals. Now, some people might think that some people aim for them. Maybe hunters do. I don't know. But maybe some people think of them as being oversized
some people plant their gardens and they don't like the deer going after.
So look at them as being pests.
Yep.
I see them as being one of the high points of my day.
Yep.
Anyway, how much time? 15?
Oh, yeah, 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so go ahead.
Time to cover these sorts of things. So there's a whole section on his run-ins with umpires and stuff like that. Ordinarily, you wouldn't see this. Like, how many pages of pictures of him? 3 pages of pictures of him not duking it out with umpires, but showing them where to go, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, we have a couple.
Yeah. This is their second visit today.
What's that?
Second visit today. They were here for breakfast. Now this is their late lunch.
Yeah.
It must be tasty.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I mean, there's corn and actual corn on the cob. So right for them. Take care.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, let me see what are some of the nice pictures here. Yeah. Oh, some of these guys I've never seen. Walter O'Malley, who was a important executive for the Dodgers. I think even before they became the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jackie Robinson, I never knew he had a tendency towards overweight. You know, he's portrayed as being a paragon of all sorts of virtues. And he's the first black guy to make it into the major leagues, baseball. But yeah, here he's shown being, I think it might have been after retired, looking a little bit portly. And there's one picture here, fairly early of him, and his head kind of looks a little bit too, well, puffed out or whatever. Yeah, it was after he was the Rookie of the Year. So, yeah. Branch Rickey, never seen a picture of him. A lot of these guys who were management type of people with
figured
glasses.
out how to rip the mesh with his hoof.
Oh, so that's what they're doing. Actually ripping it away or ripping through it?
Ripping through it.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to double bag next year or something like that. That'll be a bit of a disincentive. Showing here a kid, Pete Reiser. I don't think I'd ever heard of him, but he gave stats that indicated that he was the best. He said he was the best player he'd ever coached, and he coached Willie Mays. But Pete Reiser was subject to injury. He'd run into fences catching balls. Didn't last. Pee Wee Reese, I now know why he had that name, Pee Wee, because he looked like a kid.
Oh.
Even like when he was in his 20s. Pee Wee Reese, I always heard about it.
it.
Yep, there we go. Pepper Martin, picture of him. I guess he was very good at playing pepper. You know.
Oh, what's that?
It's just where you do fancy tricks. It's almost like juggling a soccer ball or something like that, but you do it with a baseball, throwing it around fast, and, you know, bouncing, you know, or you can even do like bouncing a ball up your back.
I have a rosemary plant here and
Okay,
one there.
you're trying to protect.
Yeah. Unless they go up the stairs, which I
Yeah.
guess they could.
Well, they're not
if they
doing that
really
right
like
now.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really hammering.
Yeah, they really are.
But they, yeah. Paul and Dean, Dizzy Dean. Now, I've seen pictures of Dizzy when he was older, but here he is with his, I presume, younger brother, Paul Dean, getting off a plane after a huge victory. Looks as though after they won the World Series. And, you know, you're looking at it saying, well, you know, the fashions are a little bit different, but they look as though it was in 1934. It's like 91 years ago. They're kind of looking as though they're just stepping into reality or something like that. Kennesaw Mountain Landis. So he's named after, I think, a war site in the Civil War. Kennesaw Mountain. His middle name is Mountain. Kennesaw. Oh, and Leo Durocher, he coached till 1973. So I was 20 or 19 years old when he retired. But here's a picture of him with the Babe Ruth.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be when he was a rookie. I think it was 1927. So that's almost 100 years ago. But he said he spent almost 50 years in the major leagues. It's like 48. Miller Huggins, wee little small guy. The Babe, I developed a whole lot less respect for him. He's the kind of guy who'd hang guys out by their feet outside of trains.
Oh, that's horrible.
He's a big, strong guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess maybe he knew he wouldn't drop them, but...
I don't know. I mean, the Babe was the greatest player ever. I mean, forget about O'Shea, Ohtani or stuff like that. You notice Ohtani's trying to pitch?
Oh, she's had enough. She's now going after something in this garden. That one's still over there. But this one,
keep the
this
camera
one's,
off of that.
yeah,
She's laying
she's
some
pooping.
fertilizer down.
Yep.
But, yeah, you know, Babe Ruth was approximately the best pitcher in the late 1900 teens in all of baseball. And you can't say that about O'Shea Ohtani or whatever his name is. And he was by far the best home run hitter of his time, and he hit for average. I don't know what Ohtani's hitting right now. 250. Babe Ruth would hit like 350. Compare and contrast. And Babe Ruth was the kind of guy, like, I don't know what the record for home runs in the American League was before he came along. He hits close to 50, and the previous record was something 20. Come on, you know. Ohtani's not even leading the league necessarily in home runs or the majors or whatever. You know, wake up and smell the coffee. The coffee, yeah, is almost 100 years old, but Babe Ruth was the best ever. It's just the way. Oh, Bowie Kuhn, the worst.
Oh, the little man is pulling open your bird feeder again.
That was.
Yeah, can you hear him?
I can hear. Oh, you're a funny little fella, guy. He's
You're gonna
eating
have
the
to fill
seeds.
that thing up again. Well,
He just filled it up recently.
yeah.
Oh, well, poor birds don't get anything, but they haven't really been down there much. I guess there are a few
that's
cats
the
in
woman. That's
There
the
we go.
female.
Yeah. That's
pulling
okay.
everything
That's okay. You gonna eat some pears now for dessert? Stomping through the, well, not really stomping, going through the flower garden.
Yep.
But they they're more like cats, eh? When they're going like that, they put down their
There
little
she
feet.
goes. Something startled her.
She might be worried about a dog over there.
Oh.
She's scared of something.
No, there they go.
Is their mom over there?
I don't know. They've just taken off.
She saw something over there.
Oh yeah, their mom's over there.
There we go.
I told you it was.
Is she limping?
So there she is. There's the mom. And they're getting a little bit of milk off of her for dessert. That's so cute.
Oh man, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
I did see one of them milking off her a while back.
Yeah. And she's kind of kicked him off. She's like, no, you're a little bit big for that.
Well, she's
You missed it.
letting them wander quite a ways, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I
All
don't
right.
know how she keeps track.
Are you done reviewing your book?
I just want to see. Yeah, that's not bad. Like, she's still.
I told you it was the same little kids. He's just lost his spots.
Anyway, they're regular visitors here, not
Yeah.
even semi-regular. It's 2 times a day, and I don't know. I saw one of them all by I think it was his self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they're wandering quite freely. I don't know how she keeps track of them. I don't know if their sense of smell is that good, is it?
I don't know.
Not like bears or something like that. Anyway, oh yeah, so one of the reasons why the baseball was down on him was he had a record of gambling. And he started in 27, I think. It was maybe a little bit earlier, but 1927, maybe 26. And Pauline heard this. You heard about this.
Do I even bother filling this?
Sure.
Okay.
But you heard on the radio about the Chicago Black Sox, right?
I don't listen to that stuff.
Well, you
He
just
puts it on the sports radio. I don't really hear it.
yeah. Well, it's just an accident. Like I shift to CKUA, but sometimes I forget to shift back to CKUA. It's going to be in the car. Anyway, he had trouble hanging around with certain people. So here's old Blue Eyes, and of course he's cozying up to Leo Durocher's wife, Frankie is. She doesn't seem to be minding, you know, like both of them were missing a significant amount of hair. Frankie's wearing the hat. And I don't know, I just would feel really creepy if old Frankie boy, I don't care how gruesome he looked, he always looked gruesome. Look, he put a bolt through his neck and he looked like Frankenstein's monster really when he was young. But I'd get really creeped out if he had his paw or paws all over even my wife's shoulder. Nothing to do with my wife, but everything to do with old Frankie boy, old Blue Eyes. Anyway, one of the scariest things is he's talking about what an innocent little guy he was when it came to gambling and so on and so forth. He figured Frank got a bad rap for hanging around the mob, but he talks about living with a guy called George Raft. So R-A-F-T, like a raft that you have on the water and stuff like that. George Raft is not noted, but notorious for being a mob kind of actor. Gosh. So he kind of deserved, Leo did. He hung around with some very bad people, and that includes Frank Sinatra. I don't know who else in the Rat Pack he hung around with. Dean Martin was, have to say, pretty well all mobbed up. Frankie boy, old Blue Eyes. I don't know if Joey Bishop and Peter Lawford and Sammy Davis, I'd like to think Sammy Davis Jr. wasn't, but I suspect all of the scumbugs were mobbed up in one way or another. This is a preview of something I'm going to be reviewing. I've reviewed it, I think, already. I've definitely finished it. It's August the 1st, 2024, a little over a year ago. Finished it. The Man Who Kept the Secrets, Richard Helms and the CIA, written by Thomas Power. Here's a picture of Thomas Power. I wish they'd had some pictures of some of these scumbugs that Helms hung out with in the CIA. Eventually became CIA director between, I believe it was 1966 under Johnson, Lyndon Baines Johnson, and 273 Richard Nixon. I think Richard Nixon figured out that Helms had set him up for
There we go. I'll see
Watergate
this one
and
lasts.
stuff like that. Oh, that's awful. That's incredible. Boy, that poor mother deer is really limping. Poor thing. Anyway, she's been surviving. I thought she would go like a horse. We saw her when one of her hind legs was half hanging down like this, and now it's kind of solidified, stuff like that. But it's still bothering. You can see
Yeah,
her
you can
going.
see it hurts her.
Yeah, she'll go to lick it.
Yeah.
You know, someone
It's
actually
thick like
slowed
that.
down instead of speeding up for the deer.
Well, that's good because they're just little young ones. They want to join their mom. She's really skinny. You can see her ribs.
That's not good.
Well,
Anyway, she'll survive through.
I mean, once she gets at the victory garden in the back,
Yeah,
when
she'll
I
have
finally
enough
do
to-
my last harvest, I mean, they can
Yeah.
have all the leaves.
I think that's
They
why
like
they
the
hang
leaves.
around her here so much. Because she's not that mobile.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why go? They have this whole garden to eat from.
she's looking really thin.
I know she is,
Poor
but
thing.
there's lots of pears for her to eat and
Yeah.
lots
Some-
of victory garden.
It's almost certainly a scumbug driver.
Yeah.
Almost
She
killed
just
him.
has to hang in there until
I don't know.
I do my last harvest in the back
Yeah.
there, and then she can fatten up.
Looking
She
very
can just
thin.
hang out in your yard. You can maybe bring her some carrots and stuff. I'm surprised that leg is healing. I don't know how long it'll take to. Yeah.
Put a bit of weight on it
Yeah.
where she's not really feeling as much pain as she obviously is feeling.
All right, so finish up your review.
How much time? 2 minutes?
6.
6 minutes. So I'll be talking about this more. I finished it up last year, a little over a year ago, and I've started it again, and I'm gone through it as much of it second time. It might be as much as a third of it, and it's important stuff. So I came to realize quite a while back, I think Tucker Carlson, I'm pretty sure Tucker Carlson came up with the idea after me, and I wouldn't be surprised if the useless idiot either heard about my conclusion about the deepest throat being Dick Helms, deeper throat being Robert Woodward, Bob Woodward, and deep throat being Barry Felt. So Bob Woodward had the same background as Dick Helms, as I recall. Navy, Yaley, from Yale, Skull and Bones, and a real interest in politics and stuff like that. So it looks as though Helms, when he was at the helm in the CIA, 66 to 73, he hired a lot of Yaleys. And one of those, I suspect, would be Bob Woodward. But Bob Woodward wasn't the ultimate source for what was happening in Watergate. It got stung there by a critic. It was actually Richard Helms. And, like I initially thought it was because Helms was being ordered by Richard Nixon to interfere in American domestic politics, which is illegal. And so Helms figured, if I got to kind of interfere in American politics by getting domestic politics by getting Bob Woodward to expose what's happening, along with Carl Bernstein, who looks to me to be somewhat of an afterthought. That's okay, guys. That's okay. He would have been right. So sometimes you've got to fight fire with fire. So Richard Nixon was demanding them to participate in a cover-up, which is like operating domestically illegally, like doing illegal things domestically. And so we did something that was okay to be a reporter and stuff like that. So what Bob Woodward was doing wasn't really illegal aside from operating domestically. So huge improvement. And thank heavens Barry Felt and Bob Woodward were able to get rid of Richard Nixon. It's close, very close. But I actually think Helms was a good guy only inadvertently, because where the Watergate plumbers got their start, so far as we know, was breaking into Daniel Ellsberg's psychiatrist's office or something like that. They got hold of some files. I don't think they took them away. They would have photographed them or something like that. And they that was all the Watergate plumbers or criminals were, well, the ones that were actually doing the bad stuff. The people who were arranging for it were definitely all the president's men. But, Bob Woodward could have written a book called All the CIA Directors' Men, because they were all CIA agents at one point in time or another. And I suspect once you're a CIA agent, unless you defect to the KGB, you're always one. No? Eugenio Martinez, Frank Fiorini, otherwise known as Frank Sturgis, E. Howard Hunt, or E. Coward Hunt as I call him, Key Coward Hunt. All CIA agents. Hunt was fairly, he was a station chief in, where was it? Someplace in, I believe, in Mexico City, apparently. And another place, maybe, I think it was Uruguay, so Montevideo, and stuff like that. They were all CIA agents, at the very least contract agents at one point in time. So my suspicion is, you see, Ellsberg was, a lot of the Pentagon papers that he released had to do with Vietnam, and that's kind of like foreign stuff. And I can see where the CIA was justifying or rationalizing a break-in like that, because they're saying, hey, he's releasing stuff that has to do with foreign affairs and stuff like that. But they shouldn't have done that. But they were supplying E. Coward Hunt with all sorts of equipment for those break-ins. That's the CIA was providing that. I think he was an active agent until Watergate started really breaking. But what they were doing, I think, Helms in particular, was trying to set up the narrative that it was all the president's men. You notice how Bernstein and Woodward, that's the title of their Reveal All book, All the President's Men. But these guys, the plumbers, were like this with the president and the CIA. They're really CIA agents who were working for the president to get the president reelected. Now that, I think they were kind of freelancing when they were doing that. Helms, his daughter, when she was 10 years old, was saying to a neighbor, the little neighbor boy, 10 years old, said, "What does your dad do? What does your dad do?" I can't say. Yeah. And then finally she says, "He's a spy." And that's amazing. You wouldn't have a decent cover story.
Mom